You're listening to a podcast developed and produced by the Association of Asian Pacific Community Health Organizations, AAPCHO. To learn about AAPCHO, its members, or the principles and values that have guided this organization's work for more than 20 years, please visit www.aapcho.org.
A Call to Action is AAPCHO's latest podcast series commemorating advocacy efforts during World Hepatitis Day on May 19, 2010 in Washington, D.C. World Hepatitis Day aims to raise awareness of hepatitis B and hepatitis C to prevent new infections and to deliver real improvements in health outcomes for people living with these chronic diseases. John Paul J.P. Jael is a program coordinator at Asian Human Services, Incorporated, Chicago's largest pan-Asian social service agency. In this episode, JP speaks with AAPCHO's communications assistant, Beverly Quintana, about his experiences during his first advocacy rally and Capitol Hill visits. Hi JP, thanks for joining us today. Would you mind introducing yourself to the podcast audience?
Sure. My name is John Paul J.P. Jael. I work for Asian Human Services as a project coordinator, and I do the Hep B Advocacy Task Force in Chicago.
So we're here with JP today to talk about his experiences with World Hepatitis Day. JP, what has your experience been with advocacy activities you just participated in? The visits or the rally?
It's been great. I like the rally. I love the rally. There's a lot of people there, and being with other people who share the same goals that I'm trying to do back in Chicago is really great.
How did you find the experience? Was it difficult, challenging at all?
At first, I thought it was going to be difficult, but it's basically talking about what I do. Back in Chicago, I do hepatitis B education, screening. We're doing a needs assessment survey for the Asian American community. Also, I do a lot of work in immunization, so that includes hepatitis B and A.
Was your representative aware of how Hep B is impacting our communities?
That's a good question. I'm not sure if our representatives back in Illinois knows about Hep B. So that's one thing that I learned here and which I'll be using when I go back home to Chicago to talk to the representatives.
I know that you just had a visit right before this interview. Did that representative know about Hep B, or how was their response?
Yes, we just met with the aide of Representative Lois Capps from California. And I think it went very well. We made sure that we educated her about our community, about the Asian American community, the needs of the community, especially in screening, prevention, research. She said she will let the representative know about this. It's something that's close to what the representative has been doing in the past. She supported the resolution before for hepatitis B, and now we're trying to get her support again for the HR bill.
Many people would not make the effort to visit their legislator out of fear. How would you respond to that?
Oh, I think it's very easy because when you go talk to representatives, they're just people like us. All you need to do is talk about what you know, what you've been doing, your experiences, your stories. That's all you need to do. And it doesn't take a while. The last visit I just did was less than 15 minutes. But I think we did share a lot of things. We gave her a lot of information.
Yesterday you participated in the World Hepatitis Day rally. How was that for you?
That was fun. We carried signs. We chanted different chants.
Do you think that our visits and the rally made a lot of difference?
I believe so, especially with all the speakers from the government. And also since it's Asian American Heritage Month. And yesterday was Asian American HIV Awareness Day, which coincides with the World Hepatitis B Day. I think there's a lot of buzz there.
Do you have any advice for people that might be interested in doing Hill visits or becoming more involved in the hepatitis advocacy efforts?
Don't be scared. It's not that difficult. You just need to be on time, organize your thoughts, know what you want to say. You don't have to be an expert. 1-2 points that you want to communicate with the representatives or the senators.
And one final question.
Sure.
Why do you think it's important that advocacy groups and individuals visit their legislators?
An advocate is someone who speaks for someone who can't. I have friends who have families that are affected by hepatitis B. My community, the Filipino community, the Asian American community, if no one else will speak for them, then they won't be heard. So I feel that As a member of that community, it's my job to share what I know, to share my experiences at my job, what I do, and inform the senators and representatives about the lack of funding in hepatitis B.
Well, thank you, JP.
You're welcome. Thank you.
This podcast was brought to you by AAPCHO. Please join the conversation on our Facebook fan page at facebook.apcho.org and tune in for our next podcast at www.aapcho.org.